Now, this conversation isn't to shame or blame. I would like to invite this conversation for awareness and a deeper conversation. Um, I would love to hear your thoughts around this, your experiences around this. I know I've talked to other marketing professionals, people who support with maybe social media or maybe a VA, different aspects of being someone who supports um, entrepreneurs, who supports practitioners of sorts. So a lot of my clients are wellness practitioners, and I have also been a wellness practitioner for multiple decades in the space as well. And the one thing that I have been really aware of and really consciously unpacking is the patriarchal systems and the really unhealthy ways in which we engage in these hustle culture, in these patriarchal systems that are so extractive, right? And so one of the things that I've noticed in this space is that a lot of people want to do things last minute. They want to fly by the seat of their pants, and they don't want to necessarily have a plan in place. And they often call it, it's the flow of the feminine, that feminine flow, right? And I want to kind of call BS on that a little bit, because if you are just operating on your own and you're doing all the things, great, you do that. But if you're someone who has hired a team or has hired people to support you, so whether that be someone to help you create your social media content, your copy, your marketing, whatever it is, your virtual assistant, what you need to understand on the other side, asking someone else to flow in that nature, who also has a roster of clients that they are planning around and navigating. If every single person in that roster was flying by the seat of their pants and doing everything last minute, that really generates an extreme hustle culture for that supporting person. So for that virtual assistant or social media creator, whatever that support is, they're participating in hustle culture in order to provide you with the container of flying by the seat of your pants. So if you are someone who is actively talking about unpacking and unhooking from these patriarchal systems, what you need to acknowledge is some of these dynamics that we might not always think about, which is other people's experiences in regards, to how we may be experiencing something. And so a lot of times when we unpack ourselves from these systems, what it requires of us is to get really uncomfortable and to make change, right? Of how we're normally doing things. And this change can be very uncomfortable. We might not like these changes. We might like to fly by the seat of our pants. And I think it can work really well if you have a full-time person and this person that you have hired is only working on your stuff. It doesn't necessarily lend itself into the hustle culture. But if the person that you have hired has multiple people in their roster, then that does create the hustle dynamic to get an email and say, oh, I'd like to have this done by the end of the day. Now that person already has other things on their plate with other people. And so to create that thing for the end of the day for you may require them to skip their lunch, may require them to add additional hours onto their day. And it's very extractive and exhausting for that person. Now, I create a lot of boundaries because of this. I have experienced burnout in my career. I'm a recovering people pleaser. So in the past, it has been challenging for me to say no to these types of things because I was afraid that they would no longer want to move forward with our contract and with our work together. But what I've realized today is that I truly, honestly want to connect with people who are unpacking in these things, who are engaging in relationships and systems and new ways of being that are no longer extractive, that no longer are participating in upholding those patriarchal systems. So I know there's a lot of nuance here and a lot of other things to discuss in these dynamics, but I just wanted to focus on this one particular aspect. So I would love to hear, share in the comments below. I can continue this conversation. What other aspects would you like me to discuss here? Thank you.